Good evening, Singaporeans. First, I would like to introduce myself for those who don't know me. I'm actually a businessman. I have a renovation company. But how it started 14 years ago, in 2005, CECA was actually signed. So in 2005, at that time, I was out of job. And then I was looking for a job high and low. I'm armed with a diploma in business and human resource management. So what happened was, um, when all my applications got rejected, or rather no answer, so I have to work as a security guard. And that is if a part-time job as a security guard. At that time, I was apolitical, so I don't bother about what's happening to my country. But as time goes by, I see why am I not able to find a job? Why is this so? I have an educational certificate. So why is it even hard for me to find an admin assistant position? I've tried tons of resume. I've even applied, and in the end, how I got my job was that I have to literally beg the manager for a position. But this shouldn't happen, because a job is our rights. We are entitled to jobs in Singapore. The government has to ensure that they are going to provide for us good jobs. So as in my case in 2005, I didn't know about CECA. So as time goes by, I became interested in politics. And then I read up on a lot of issues concerning immigration. So what happened was that during that time, they already flooded the market with foreigners taking over our jobs. And then in every department, I can see that there's always a foreigners around. So I was asking myself this question: what happened to this job position when we give over to a foreigner? So this is one less job to our local people. So as I started to read up, then I found out about CECA. So now, what is our main beef about CECA? This CECA, it is the unfair balance of the agreement for how it allows professional of 127 occupation to come to Singapore unfettered. It is called intra-corporate transferees. Okay, these 127 people from India can come and work in Singapore. They don't have to go through any economic or needs testing. So this means that when an Indian company set up their company in Singapore, so they can just transfer their employees. So what happened to that job vacancy, while it should have been to our local Singaporean? So that's our main beef to CECA. I think for the rest of the CECA agreement, it generally benefit our business people, because as you can see that they can go overseas, but in this aspect, in the job, in the labor aspect, how many from India have actually benefited from this agreement against Singaporean going over there? Actually, has our government did an assessment of how actually this clause in CECA benefit Singaporeans? I myself know that not many of us are very excited to go to India. Our spouse are not excited to go to India. So who actually benefit from this agreement in CECA? Who was the one? Who was the one who implemented this? Because from our view is that only the Indians benefit. An agreement should be a win-win situation. If our people are not going there, are not going to India to benefit from any economic sense there, so why should we allow Indian people and rob Singaporeans of their jobs? So now, on top of that, they allow their family members and spouse to come into Singapore, to reside here, and also look for a job. So for every spouse of the Indian nationals who came here to find a job and got a job, there is one less for us, one less for every Singaporean. Okay, so actually, I think last year, they did a review. Which was done in May, and they concluded with a mutual recognition agreement to actually facilitate but better understanding and regulating training and practice of nursing. So I understand that in Singapore, most of our people, it was narrated that we do not want the nursing job, we do not want the dirty job. But I'm asking all these government agencies, how well are you paying us Singaporeans? What we can see is that those positions with those dirty jobs, let's say a cleaner or a nursing position, all this goes to foreigners, but in the end they are earning higher than us. But this salary wasn't offered to us. So I personally know someone who's a foreigner, who's actually a sales assistant, or you can call it sales supervisor, a salary of about $2,200. If you offer this to a Singaporean for a sales assistant position, do you think a Singaporean would not take up? So in the end, a Singaporean was offered always the lower bottom rung of the job scale. So actually, did our government do an assessment on the number of professionals who are eager to take up the advantage of this agreement in India? For Singaporeans, I'm not sure, but there are many Indian nationals who are willing to come here and to reside here and to earn a lot of to earn better salaries. So how do the government actually protect locals from jobs being robbed by us? Okay, they have the job banks. In my previous workplace, I work as a HR executive 10 years prior to this. So what I found out about jobs bank is that an employer is allowed to post a job advertisement, but they are also allowed to include emails in their job advertisement. So this sidestep by including an email in the job advertisement, so foreigners can still apply, and this job bank is accessible to everyone. So I wrote a letter to MOM twice. I told them that by including emails in the job advertisement, so what employer can do is that they will wait out for the 14 days requirement period, and then they sieve out all application. In the end, the process to employ Singaporean first is counterproductive, because after all, the foreigners also can apply. So I wrote to MOM, but then it wasn't replied. My email, they don't reply to my email. So I think before the government has the means to control the influx of foreigners, to control our job going out to foreigners, but they are not doing a lot to protect local Singaporean first. So now what happened is that our university graduate, our diploma holders are resorted, like I say, to driving Grab drivers or to become a security guard. What implication this has to our labor market is that we are not harnessing our full potential. So every time when we ask the government for answers, they have been very, very opaque. They don't answer to whatever to whatever that we are asking. So we must let this government know that if they are not going to protect us, if they are not going to advance our consideration first, we are going to vote out them. We are going to vote them out. As you know that general election is coming. So how do we register our unhappiness? It's the only way I feel is through the ballot box. Because this government is a reactive government. They are not proactive to protect our interests. If they are not willing to do that, let another government take over. And make our unhappiness known to them. If we are going to vote for the next government, ensure that they have us in their thoughts first. If not, we are going to vote them out. Thank you.
Osman, big hand for him. Right. We wave the flag together. Yeah, and after that, that's it. No? We have a press conference after this. Right. Osman Sulaiman, another big hand for him. Right. Say no to CECA. Say no to 6.9. Say no to PAP.
So PAP.
Yes, thank you. Right. After this, there'll be a press conference.